Netflix has really stepped up their game.
Netflix isn't so much the game, but the players on the board.
What are you talking about, Edward?
Claire, sometimes it's easier to let the hog wallow in the mud than to wash it down.
Okay, well, while we're trying to figure out what he's talking about, here's Jane Ross with a quick review on Season 3 of House of Cards.
Whether you're already through with your 13-episode marathon or you're wondering if the new season is any good to binge watch over spring break, House of Cards is on the queue for almost every Netflix subscriber. Even if a few episodes leaked earlier than the late February release date, it doesn't satisfy fans' ravaging hunger for new plots. For wary viewers, prepare to be welcomed into the addictive world of Washington, D.C. politics, paralleling many of the issues we see on the news today. Audiences invested in Francis and Claire's rise to power are finally getting a glimpse of what the great US of A looks like as one nation under wood. Season 3 could be described as muted, and as the series moves forward, tension builds, almost unbearably so. While the pacing does seem a little bit off, the story, which arcs across 13 episodes, seems to be smaller than what we're used to. As a sitting president, Frank must defend his seat while working behind the scenes to set up a successful run for re-election. This means that we follow him through every crisis, from natural disasters to public scrutiny, while relationships in and outside the White House carry on themes for what the darker, and dare I say sadder, side of humanity stands for. The first few names of the season's title cards will reassure you that your favorite staffer is indeed still alive after a close call in last season's finale. But the recovery is Doug Stanford's most difficult challenge, as Frank struggles to handle a crew of new but familiar supporters and challengers. This season's prime example of a hangers-on is yet another writer, Tom Yates, played by Paul Sparks, most famous for his work on HBO's Boardwalk Empire. My favorite addition is definitely the character of Viktor Petrov, modeled off Russia's very own Vladimir Putin. The dynasty of dastardly Danish actors continues in the form of Lars Mikkelsen, who most recently played Season 3 of Sherlock's villain, and the brother of Hannibal lead actor Mads Mikkelsen. Now back to breaking news from abroad. Everything from equal rights to disputes in the Middle East almost level with today's foreign policy. And isn't the role of First Lady enough? Claire Underwood goes after her dream job, and mine, of being United Nations ambassador, leveraging between votes in Senate and global alliances. So how hard is it to keep a marriage together? Well, you'll have to watch. Undoubtedly, this season's performances by Kevin Spacey and Robin Wright take Frank and Claire into depths we'd never seen before. Wright even directed 2 episodes in the last half of the series, one more than in Season 2. And do the visuals, typically stunning in their own right, seem clearer to you? It seems that Netflix used one of their most heavy-hitting series to test the next level of production quality, 6 times greater than regular high definition. But wait, what you're watching actually online is only at 4 times rate, just like the groundbreaking premiere of 4K on the season previous. Looks like budget and broadband are still limiting factors, but it all seems great to me. Here's to another long wait for us House of Cards fans. Back to you, Edward and Claire.
Thank you, Jan, for not spoiling anything. I literally have 1 more episode to go.
Ugh, are you serious? Binge watching is so unhealthy, and it sounds like this Netflix is controlling your life.
Okay, Netflix is life and everything that's good in this world, and plus I love the new show, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
You know, I have heard a lot of good things about that. Maybe I will give this Netflix thing a shot.
You should, and with the review on it is the wonderful Kim Terrazas.
Hey guys, Kim here. At first glance, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt seems like an unimpressive, quirky comedy. Despite being developed by Tina Fey, I wasn't all that sold when watching the show's trailer. The concept seemed like it would get very old quickly, and I thought the main character would actually get on my nerves after a while. But I was so wrong. In reality, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is like a breath of fresh air in the world of television. It's different, colorful, weird, and it's unbelievably funny. The plot seems like it would not hold up on a service that streams 2 hit shows, House of Cards and Orange is the New Black. But the thing with the show is that it doesn't try and shy away from its ridiculousness. Kimmy has both the incredible enthusiasm of Leslie Knope and the quirkiness of Jess from New Girl, making her the perfect comedic heroine in an otherwise dark premise. The show begins with Kimmy Schmidt, played by Ellie Kempler from The Office, being rescued from an underground bunker created by a doomsday cult that kidnapped her 15 years ago. Making a guest appearance on the Today Show, Kimmy decides to stay in New York instead of going back home to Indiana. Here she rents room from a kooky, questionable woman, but bonds with her other roommate, who you might recognize as DeJuan from 30 Rock or Titus Burgess. And finally, being that the show comes from the creators of 30 Rock, it would be impossible not to feature the fabulous Jane Krakowski, playing an overdramatic, uber-wealthy housewife named Jacqueline Voorhees. However, the series is not without its flaws. The show sometimes moves so fast that jokes often get lost, leaving the punchline to stand by itself. Not only that, the storylines are a little inconsistent, and there are multiple times the viewer could get confused and wonder, when did that happen? And then there are characters that are just introduced and vanish mysteriously, never to be mentioned again. For example, in just the 13 30-minute episodes of season 3, Kimmy had 3 love interests, a tutor, a rich kid, and her study buddy. Now, I don't even know what happened to the tutor, but the rich kid got dumped for the study buddy, and then the study buddy left her to get married. Now remember, all this happened in 13 episodes. Things just move so quickly in Kimmy's world that if the viewer doesn't really pay attention, they'll miss key plot points. A lot of people don't like the cast of eccentric characters and find that to be the show's major downfall. But for me, these characters are the most endearing and attractive parts of the show. Now, these are not people you'd want to be friends with in real life, but they are so fun to watch on the small screen. The entire cast works so well together, and Ellie Kempler is the sparkling light that keeps the viewers coming back for more. Now, the show just needs to work on its pacing, because, let's face it, not all of us can keep up with the unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Back to you guys.
Great job on that review, Kim. And that's it for this episode of Sneak Peek.
Next time, we'll have our full coverage of the South by Southwest Festival.
Now, do be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at SneakPeekTV. And so you can keep up with all of our South by Southwest adventures.
All this and more on Sneak Peek TV South by Southwest Edition.
Thanks, and catch you later, Sneak Peekers.
Bye!
Say, Claire, what would you say your favorite Disney movie is?
Okay, that's easy. Definitely the one with the girl with the stepmother and then the stepsisters, evil.
Jurassic Park.
No, the one with like the fairy godmother that grants him the wishes.
I'm pretty sure that's Jurassic Park.
Wait, maybe that is Jurassic Park.
I know it, but while we try and figure this out, let's shoot on over to Alicia and Alex for the review of the new Cinderella.
Hey guys, I'm Alicia.
And I'm Alex, and we're here to talk about the action film Cinderella. But first, let's comment on one thing everyone has been whispering about.
Spring Fever, the new short featuring the Frozen characters.
I don't want to spill all the beans.
It was
but
adorable. It was great to see another side of the characters. It was like looking into their everyday lives with a hint of a little Frozen magic.
And there are definitely new costumes for little girls everywhere to continue pretending they're Anna or Elsa without having to wear the same iconic dress from the original movie.
Oh yes, and new little characters called Snowgies that will steal your heart.
Overall, the clip did not disappoint. However, I did find it a little annoying when the characters would sing random dialogue that was clearly just that, dialogue that could be said without breaking into song.
Okay, so the songwriting wasn't exactly amazing or memorable to say the least. But I think Alex and I can agree that for some reason, it didn't make or break it.
All of the characters, including the adorable Olaf, and the artistry that went into creating the animated short film definitely took the cake.
We give Frozen Fever 4 out of 5 stars.
Frozen is one of my absolute favorite films, and this short was certainly witty and lighthearted, but all I could not help but think that it was, Disney's way of trying to snag a little more attention out of what's left of the Frozen hype.
Having Frozen Fever make his debut on Cinderella's premiere might have been a marketing ploy by Disney, but honestly, it didn't have to be. The wonderfulness that was Cinderella could definitely stand on its own.
Cinderella will not disappoint. They did a great job of blending the lines between reality and fantasy, taking you on the classic fairy tale ride with a modern twist.
First off, we get a glimpse into the life of Ella's past when she had both of her parents, and it comes as no surprise that they were happy until her mother and her father died, but not before introducing her to the new stepmother and stepsisters who waste no time settling in.
That being said, the cast for this film couldn't have been better selected.
Ooh, actually, I have a really fun fact.
What?
Lily James actually auditioned to play one of the evil stepsisters and ended up getting Cinderella.
That's crazy. I can't imagine the version of Cinderella without her. Lily James perfectly captured the essence of the strong yet humble Cinderella. Her acting came about as very natural and true to the original princess.
And Cate Blanchett plays the evil stepmother, and let me just say, she perfectly balances elegance and wickedness, making it easier to understand how everyone can be fooled by her.
She dragged you through a roller coaster of emotions. At first, I was like, okay, well, I don't hate the stepmother. I mean, she's got a bit of cruel to her, but she's human. Then, as the movie progressed, I couldn't stand her. She honestly blew my mind with her stunning performance.
As always, good job, Cate Blanchett.
Oh, and dreamy Prince Charming, Richard Madden, definitely surprised me. Setting aside his beautiful blue eyes and witty but kind smile, Madden added the perfect depth to Prince Charming. Cinderella usually focuses only on the princess herself, but this film was able to blend in the life of the Prince Charming in a way that adds an interesting development to the story as a whole.
And the fairy godmother is played by no less than the incredible, unforgettable Helen Bonham Carter, who is first seen as an unpleasant poor woman, but soon reveals her true self. Helen Bonham Carter might just be the best character she's ever played in movies, and always ends up being really memorable. This is no exception. She'll end up being one of your favorites.
Holly Granger and Sophie McShera played the wicked stepsisters. They truly embodied the quirkiness of the stepsisters. In fact, they performed so naturally, I was starting to believe these actresses were like that in real life.
Oh, and in case you were worried, our favorite little mouse Gus Gus makes the cast, as the movie wouldn't be the same without him.
I mean, it truly wouldn't. Coming in, I was a bit skeptical about how they would showcase the presence of the animal friends in a live-action movie without making the cheesy mistake of having them talk. But Disney made a perfectly seamless combination of the action and of the live action and animation. The little animal helper said a lot and added great comical relief without uttering a single word.
And let's not forget to comment on the music.
Oh yes, composer Patrick Doyle scored the music for this film and was the reason for many goosebumps as the music gracefully followed Cinderella's emotions all throughout.
And I, for one, was completely fascinated by the one-liners in the movie that will most likely be quoted all over the web once the movie comes out.
Names have power.
Just because it's what's done doesn't mean it should be done.
And the most important of all, have courage and be kind.
Something everyone should keep in mind.
My favorite part of was when Cinderella and Prince Charming see each other for the first time. The script, the gazes.
Oh, and the scene of her and Prince Charming having the first dance, trust me, it's an epic moment of romance.
I am not kidding when I say that everyone in the theater was completely silent during Cinderella's first dance with the prince. And that's that there were kids in the audience too. Everyone was dumbfounded by the beauty of this scene.
Overall, Cinderella gets 5 out of 5 stars from us.
The animation, the lines, the actors, and the music was all on point. It truly mesmerized us. Back to you, Edward and Claire.
Shout out to the haters, the lovers, and most importantly, our advertisers.
Yes. Hello, and welcome to the best episode of Sneak Peek probably ever.
That's true. Claire and I are the perfect hostesses.
I swear we are really perfect most of the
That's
time.
right, that's right. Here at Sneak Peek, we demand perfection.
And with a perfect delivery of current entertainment news, we have Nelson and Rachel.
Take it away, Nelson and Rachel, and don't mess this up.
Hey Sneak Peekers, I'm Nelson.
And I'm Rachel Robillard. We're here to give you the top entertainment news of the week.
That's right, Rachel. We're going to start off with a tragic plane crash. Star Wars fans, including myself, shrieked last week when Harrison Ford was reported to have crashed a 1942 plane on an LA golf course. The 72-year-old actor, best known as Han Solo in Indiana Jones, was rushed to the hospital with injuries that were thankfully not life-threatening. It has been confirmed, however, that the engine lost power shortly before the crash. This tragic crash happened a few months after his famous leg injury on the Star Wars Episode 7 set, which caused major shooting rescheduling. Princess Leia herself, Carrie Fisher, sent a hilarious message to Ford saying, quote, "I know you have incredibly bounced back. Please take a bounce break for a while." Ford is expected to make full recovery, and Star Wars Episode 7 is still on track for its December 2015 release date, followed by a spin-off entitled Rogue One starring Felicity Jones, scheduled for 2016, and Star Wars Episode 7 for 2017. Star Wars fans, hang in there because we're in for a long and exciting ride for the years ahead.
Yes, in other news, it seems like our leading action men can't stop hurting themselves. Johnny Depp flew from Australia to the United States to have surgery on his hand. Depp is starring in the 5th Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Depp was not on set or filming at the time of his injury. It is also not confirmed what caused Depp's injury. The production is expected to be minimally impacted, and the film will stick with its July 7th, 2017 release date. You know what, Nelson? If Depp's hand isn't healed by the time production needs him, I say play it off. Just put a hook on him, arg.
Absolutely. We wish him the best recovery. Meanwhile, Depp's longtime collaborator, Tim Burton, has been keeping busy as he has been attached to direct Disney's newest animated to live-action film adaptation. The director, worshipped by Hot Topic shoppers everywhere, is no stranger to children's entertainment, as he is famous for stop-motion features like Corpse Bride and The Nightmare Before Christmas. Will we be seeing a claymation animated Dumbo soon? Only time will tell.
Well, that would be really cool, right? Burton isn't the only iconic director who has been keeping busy this week. It is announced that Steven Spielberg has taped Jennifer Lawrence as the lead for the newest film, a biopic based on photographer Lindsay Adero's memoir. It's What I Do, a photographer's life of love and war. Lawrence will be playing Lindsay Adero, who developed a career as a photographer in Afghanistan, including documenting people on both sides of the Taliban's regime. Jennifer Lawrence is a very talented actress, so I am personally looking forward to her playing this lead role.
Go J-Law. And speaking of leading action ladies, one female superhero that is finally getting the spotlight is our very own Supergirl. CBS has just given the web an exciting first look at the costume of its new series' main character, played by Melissa Benoist from Glee fame. Glee. What do you think, Rachel?
I am personally very impressed by this costume. You know, there are not many super sexy Halloween Supergirl costumes. You know, this costume is so elegant, illustrating Melissa's curves, yet not going over the top risque.
I agree, and I like that it's similar to the dark tones of Man of Steel, and I appreciate its approach to not revealing too much skin. I mean, if the man can be covered in too much latex and not show off their legs and cleavage, why should its female counterparts?
Well, that's another story. A music video that does reveal a lot of skin is Blurred Lines. We all remember Robin Thicke and Miley Cyrus on stage at the 2014 MTV VMA Awards. You remember it?
I don't want to.
I thought it was great. Anyways, the Blurred Lines lyric has caused controversy in the music industry. A jury in Los Angeles ordered Blurred Lines songwriters Robin Thicke and Pharrell Williams to pay $7.3 million to the family of Marvin Gaye for copyright infringement. Gaye's family argued that the smash hit Blurred Lines copied their father's 1977 song, Got to Give It Up, and therefore sued the songwriters. Pharrell said he is extremely disappointed for the ruling that was made. He said that he created Blurred Lines from his heart, mind, and soul, and that the song was not taken from anyone or anywhere else.
But out of all celebrities in Hollywood, Kim Kardashian is the one who should be suing her hairdresser. Kim Kardashian is now a platinum blonde. Yeah.
Platinum blonde, y'all. It's not a wig this time. Kim's new look is actually intentional. I find it very interesting that Kim went platinum blonde once the Twitter war against Khloe and Amber began to calm down. Maybe Kim was trying to cause a different type of attention towards herself. Well, according to Cosmopolitan, the reason Kim went platinum blonde was to do with an iconic blonde pop star, Madonna. Madonna inspired Kim's big transformation. Now, I've seen many memes of Kim Kardashian's new look. I've seen Malfoy and even Eminem comparisons. I've yet to see a comparison of Madonna.
Well, I have a new comparison for you, Rachel, and all those watching at home.
What?
It appears that Kim Kardashian and our very own Rachel Robillard
No.
were once rocking the same platinum blonde hairstyle.
No, okay, I really thought we took this out. Yeah, for the record, that wasn't intentional. I obviously got it fixed very fast.
Yeah, I don't think you nor Kim can pull off the platinum look, but one who definitely can is Queen Elsa from Frozen, whose
Yeah.
sequel has now
Let's
been
talk about it.
announced by Disney today. This news isn't exactly new for many, since Frozen star Idina Menzel has been hinting at it for the past year, but the fact that Disney CEO Bob Iger has confirmed it is big, amazing news.
Amazing news. Well, I'm personally extremely excited to go back to Arendelle soon.
Me too.
That's our news for the week. Back to you guys.
Okay, that was the best news desk ever.
I know, right? That Nelson and Rachel sure are an attractive pair of bunch.
They're like the next Seth Meyers and Amy Poehler. So flawless.
You know what else is flawless? A spring break in South by Southwest, and we can't wait for it.
Here's a little TBT of last year's South by.
Film was in development for a few years before you came on board. So what made you want to come on board?
I thought it was really funny. It's a world I'd never seen before in a comedy, and I thought the character was kind of a jerk in the best ways. So it just seemed like something that would be. It's a movie I would want to go see.
What is the best thing you can say about this film, and why should people see it?
You've got some really marvelous performances. Ty Sheridan is outstanding in the movie. You've got a lot of local personalities from Austin, people who have not been in movies before, who add a real believability to the locality that this movie takes place in. And beautiful cinematography and a very heartfelt story. I think it's a father and son story that really tugs on the emotions.
In addition to being the star of the film, Bad Words is your directorial debut. So what factors kind of drove you to playing that role?
This guy's really unlikable on paper and even on screen for a bit, and then you kind of start to hate yourself for liking him and then maybe rooting for him, and I thought that might be a fun challenge to play and also to direct. You know, the film kind of has a different feel, a little bit of a rawness to it, and that's the kind of movies I like.
So taking your show on the road is a big deal and a lot of work. Why did you decide to come to Austin for South by Southwest?
You really want to know the reason why?
Yes.
This sign, they said they had one of these, and I said, well, you know what? If they made one of these, we should come here. But I don't have to tell you, Austin is a lot of fun. I mean, why did you come to school here? Not for learning, right? It's for fun, right?
A lot of opportunities.
A lot of opportunities, yeah. No, yeah, there's a lot going on here.
And this is your directorial debut. So what was the thing that surprised you the most about it?
Well, to be frank, there weren't a lot of surprises. I've been on a lot of sets I've been doing this for a long time now, and I've seen a lot of great directors do it. And pretty much everything I encountered, I felt like I remember what this director did in that position. I remember what that director did in that position.
Can you tell us a little about your character in the film?
I play Joe's sister in the film.
And how are your guys' relationship?
In real life or in the film?
Both.
We didn't know each other before the film. I auditioned for it. It was the weirdest audition of my life because I didn't speak. My character doesn't speak in the film. So my audition was pretty much just listening and doing little eye movements. So I didn't think I had a chance in hell at getting it. I was very excited to be part of it.
What inspires you the most about Veronica?
I'm inspired that Veronica really owns who she is and her point of view, and she stands up for what she believes in even when no one stands with her. I think that's a really, really hard thing to do, and Rob writes it in such a way that it's very realistic and that she's very vulnerable and confident at the same time. That's what I admire about her.
Yeah, she's a really great role model. Hi, I'm Jenny.
Texas Student Television.
Let's go. Let's do this. Let's go.
Hook 'em Longhorns.
All right.
this South by is going to be very hectic this year.
Yo, fam, during South by, the whole city throws down.
I love it so much, but sometimes I honestly just need a break from it all.
Speaking of which, we're about to head into a commercial break.
That's right, and right after we'll have a Cinderella review right here on Sneak Peek.